It's time for the Weekly Firecast, covering the best of spicy foods, hot sauces, and barbecue. In this edition, Mahave Habanero Hot Sauce is reviewed. Will it pass the test? Also, find out what the best woods are to flavor your barbecue this summer. All of this is coming up, so stick around.
Welcome, everybody, to the inaugural edition of the Weekly Firecast. I'm Scott Roberts, and this is my first weekly foray into any type of video show. I've done some reviews in the past here or there. I'm going to attempt to put out something regular for everyone to watch. What I'd like to do here is just tackle and dissect and review some of the things out there that I hold near and dear to me, and I hope you do too. It's things like hot sauces and salsas, and hot wings, and spicy foods of all kinds, and barbecue. Everything that runs that gamut. I love it, and I'm sure you do too. So let's jump into it, shall we? Alright, let's kick off these proceedings by having a hot sauce review. This one is Mahave Habanero Hot Sauce. It was sent to me by John Byers of Mahave some time back. I'm finally getting around to reviewing it. I have never tasted this yet, so you're going to get my first impressions on camera here. I did take the shrink wrap off just a few seconds before this, so I wouldn't look like an idiot on camera trying to open it. See, it has a nice orangey, tomatoey type color. I did look on the ingredients list. It does have tomatoes as the main ingredient. So this should be very interesting. The consistency looks pretty thick. And let's go ahead and get this underway. Got a spoon here. Alrighty, so I'll switch it around. I'll pour some out here. Of course, it gets stuck in there a little bit. There we go. That looks good. Alright, take a quick whiff. Oh, it's very oniony, very tomato-like. I sense some other spices in there. There's a little hint of something spicy heat-wise, but by far the dominant aroma, I would say, is the tomatoes and onions. Almost kind of like a fruity, light marinara sauce. But anyway, let me taste this. Cheers. Wow, remarkable. That is really, really good. I give it a big thumbs up already. How it tastes, when I first tasted it, of course my first impressions were true. I tasted the tomato, onions, a little bit of garlic in there, as if it would be some type of a Italian-style pasta sauce. And then a few seconds after that, the habaneros kicked in with their distinctively fruity flavor. And then probably 5 seconds later, just bam, you get the heat of the habaneros. And it's still building up a little bit. Not too terribly hot. Get the bottle here. It's probably a nice medium heat for chili heads. If you're not a chili head, it would be probably hot for you, and I would use this sparingly. If you are a chili head, it's not going to blow you away with the heat. It's not a mild Tabasco type heat either. It's a nice, I guess, tongue warming. It's where I feel most of the heat. A nice habanero heat, which I love. Overall taste is excellent. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would give this a 4. Really good sauce here. Let me just read the ingredients off here. See if there's anything I might have missed. Tomato sauce, apple cider vinegar, habanero peppers, orange juice, white vinegar, onions, sea salt, garlic, spices, and ginger. Ginger, that's one thing I hadn't really noticed. Ginger kind of has that odd, pungent, almost sweet type taste to it. Maybe that plays a supporting role in there. I didn't taste too much of that. But yeah, it does have, because of the apple cider vinegar and the orange juice, kind of a lighter, sweet flavor mixes in with the tomato sauce. So it's not just a straight ahead, like a really strong, rich Italian-style sauce. And that's probably how I'd use this in Italian dishes. I can imagine some cooked up chicken and pasta, this mixed in there. Might be pretty good. Put it in some spaghetti. I think it would complement that very well. Pizza, if you like that kind of thing. Probably the closest thing to an Italian sauce I like on pizza itself is like the Mike and Diane's Gourmet Kitchen Ring of Fire sauces. I believe they have some type of Italian seasoning in there. I don't care for more tomato sauce on a pizza, but I think this might be pretty good. So anyway, if you're interested in this, it's Mahave. It's M-A-J-A-V-E Habanero Hot Sauce, and that's available at mahave.net. Look at the bottom of the screen. I'll put up the website address for you, and I give this a big thumbs up. Again, I believe I said 4 out of 5. I stand by it. It's good. So this has been my review of Mahave Habanero Hot Sauce. True barbecuers know the difference between grilling and barbecuing. Real barbecue involves the use of cooking over low temperature for a long amount of time. It could be anywhere from a few hours to several hours, and it also involves the use of wood smoke. Now, there's lots of types of wood out there. There's literal chunks of firewood you can chop from a tree. More commonly, there are smaller chunks and chips that you can buy at a variety of hardware stores, department stores, and whatnot. A lot of those are prepackaged, and just out of convenience and ease of use, that's what I personally use in my bullet-type smoker. There are also pellets out there for pellet cookers. They also use the wood for burning as fuel, but I'm going to concentrate on the ones that produce flavorful wood smoke. What about the different flavors? Well, at least here in the Midwest, the ones I see the most are mesquite, hickory, apple, cherry, and from time to time I also might see oak or pecan. Of course, the ones that you see in your local stores vary by, the availability in your geographic location. Now, what wood should you go with? Well, let me start out with hickory. I think it's a fine all-purpose wood that goes great with pork, chicken, turkey, and beef. There's also oak and maple, which are fine and go well with a variety of different meats. There's some of the fruit and nut woods out there. There's apple, cherry, pecan, peach, walnut. There's all kinds of them out there. They produce a kind of a lighter, sweeter flavor. A little less bitter than some of the other woods, and I think they go great with the lighter meats like some pork, poultry, and even some fish. And mesquite, myself and most people think that has a very strong flavor. It probably goes best with beef. I tend not to use too much of it because it could very easily become overpowering, especially on the lighter meats. My advice would be just to use a little bit of it or don't use any of it at all. And then there's alder, which is a good, light, sweet wood I think pairs well with fish and pork. And then there's a whole subject of flavored woods out there. There's the wine smoked and Tabasco soaked. A lot of people may think, oh, it's hot sauce. You'd love that, Scott. Well, I find that those type of woods don't really add a whole lot of additional flavor. I prefer things like injections and marinades and rubs and spices and barbecue sauce. They add flavor to the meat in that regard, and just let the wood do what it does best and add a nice smoked flavoring. Wood you should avoid, definitely don't try things like pine, fir, spruce, cedar, just about any type of lumber. Don't even be tempted to throw it in your smoker. Those woods contain lots of resin and pitch, which could add a horrible, bitter taste to your meat. I guess my overall advice is not to overdo it with your smoking. Meat can only soak up so much smoke within the first couple hours of cooking. Any more than that will tend to add more of a bitter flavor. So if anything, go light. And if you think that's not enough smoke flavoring in your meat, go a little longer next time, a little longer, until you hit dead on with what type of flavoring you want. And woods, just experiment. Have fun. You're not going to nail it the first time. It may take 3, 4, 5 smoking sessions, different cookouts, to really nail down a type of flavor you want with your woods. And remember, just have fun. And this wraps up the Weekly Firecast. If you like what you've seen, please spread the word. If you have anything you'd like reviewed, any subject matter covered, feel free to contact me. I would love to hear from everybody. So until next time, remember, keep it burning.